Hey everyone, and welcome to another ForestOne Instagram Live, this fourth in the edition for the EGGER pre-launch. My name is Daryl Ball. I'm the Group Decorative Manager for ForestOne. Joining me behind the camera, you might hear that a little American voice every now and then, is our Marketing Manager, Rachel Cartman. Now we also have a special guest today, but before we do actually introduce him, just want to recap what we've been doing for the last few weeks. So 6 weeks ago, we stood here and announced that ForestOne will be the new distributor for EGGER right here in Australia from July. So we're only a month away. We've also spoken to John Dallavia from EGGER just about the company. We've heard from Kelly Turner, one of our specification reps, about Perfect Sense just a couple of weeks ago. And today we're here really excited to talk about Feelwood. And I'll introduce, as I said, our special guest very shortly. So there's 5 ways you can find out more about EGGER. You can jump onto our website at forestone.com/info/EGGER. That's ForestOne with a number 1. You can have a look at the worldwide EGGER website, which is EGGER.com. There's a wealth of information on there about every single product you could possibly dream of. You can contact your rep if you know who your rep is. If you don't know who your rep is, that's fine as well. You can call us on 1300 088 066. And today, of course, once again, the 5th way, you can actually ask a question right here on Instagram Live. Rachel's looking at the screen right the way through this, so if you want to fire something through to us, feel free to, and we'll answer it as soon as we get the opportunity. Okay, so introducing our special guest today, talking about Feelwood, is our specification manager right here in Victoria, is Ben Holland. Welcome, Ben.
G'day, Daz.
Great to have you with us, mate. So just before we get on to EGGER and Feelwood, talk about a little bit about yourself. Tell us who you are, how long you've been here, what you do in your job.
Yeah, so I've been with the company now for the last 8 years as a specification rep. I service the Melbourne metro area, the north and western suburbs and Greater Geelong area. I take special pride in being able to provide solutions to all our architects and designers on many of the projects that they're working on, utilising all that ForestOne have to offer.
Beautiful. You're selling yourself short there, mate. You're not just a specification rep. Ben was actually promoted to spec manager just a few months ago, before all this craziness in the world. So I know for a fact that you, more than anybody, I know Kelly was excited about EGGER last week when we talked about it. I know you're really excited about taking on EGGER, right? Tell us why.
EGGER offers such a complete and comprehensive range from laminate panels, matching edging, work tops, on-trend timber colours, and has a very tactile finish.
Beautiful. All right, so specifically today we're talking about Feelwood, right? And I know you're really, really passionate about this product. Tell us why you're so excited about it, and tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it comes in laminate panel, matching edging in both colour and surface texture. Our Australian Feelwood range is made up of 10 of the wood grain colours and can be used in both horizontal and vertical applications. And most importantly, has a true synchronised pour, which means what you feel is what you see.
Okay, so we've heard a lot about synchronisation before, Ben. I know a lot of companies have been trying to get this right. Just explain a little bit more about what synchronisation is.
Yeah. So the printed paper matches up exactly to the pressing plates. That means what you feel is exactly what you see. Splits and gum veins now feel like splits and gum veins. Knots feel and look like knots. So now it's not only does it look like real timber, but it also feels like real timber.
Truly remarkable. All right, so just as a reminder, we've got laminate, we've got panels, we've got matching edging, and of course we have worktops as well. So let's start with the laminate. What's so special about EGGER laminate?
So it comes in standard antibacterial properties. It has chemical resistance certification, food safe certification, marine certification for interior use only, and is easy to be maintained.
So whereabouts would you use Feelwood laminate, Ben?
Anywhere you use decor panels, but the laminate's best used in those high traffic areas where durability is needed. Residential, retail, commercial, education, health and aged care, things like reception counters, desks, applications where you might need a gentle curve for like furniture pieces.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, because obviously panels you can't curve, so that's where you use laminate. Just in case you've just joined us, we're talking here with Ben Holiday, our specification manager here in Victoria, about EGGER's Feelwood range. So Ben, let's talk about Feelwood panels. We're really excited about these. Give us a bit of an overview of those.
Yeah, so it comes in large European sizes on 18mm Super E0 particle board, and it's perfect for doors, panels, and in fact any application where you currently see or use any timber looking panels. It allows for full height floor to ceiling applications, has antibacterial properties as standard, uses 59% recycled content.
59%.
Big thing.
That's staggering, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
No VOCs, and it looks particularly great when used in conjunction with our laminates or our solid surface in meganite material.
So I've got a couple of examples here of, this is tobacco Halifax oak with our meganite Verano white. Really good combination. We're using that on a project, getting that specified right as we speak. So really, really nice looking.
So the board sheet can be flipped on its side to give you a different appearance.
You can come in even closer, yeah.
Remembering, the board matches the laminate perfectly in decor and surface texture. Then it's finished off by edging.
Okay, so with the edging, there's something a little bit special about the EGGER edging. I know John mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, but can you just explain what's so special about it?
Well, firstly, EGGER are the only company that actually manufacture their own edging. It comes on matching ABS edging in both 23mm and 43mm edge.
So that's the 43mm there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is finished with a straight edge long grain finish, but more importantly, have a look at the quarter cut finish. This is fantastic. Makes it really look like a timber slab.
Pretty well slab or a real piece of timber. Yeah, it is fascinating. So in terms of what you can achieve in terms of pricing, how's it sort of sit?
So now you can achieve the look of real timber for a fraction of the price of real timber, and it even looks great when used in conjunction. Even in timber veneers, you can get that consistency throughout your job. So no variation in colour.
Yeah, which is really important. A lot of specifiers are worried about that variation in colour, so that's one thing. Rachel, we do have a question.
We do. We've also been asked, how does it price compare to normal melamine finish?
Comparable. We're working through the pricing at the moment. Obviously, this is a pre-launch, so we're just still finalising that. We have actually published our price list, but if you look at normal melamine, it is comparable. So it's you'd be pleasantly surprised in terms of how much it actually costs you or how little it costs you.
And I've also been asked how easy it is to clean.
Really, really easy. Are you happy if I cover that off?
There you go for it.
Simply warm soapy water. I think Kelly Turner mentioned it last week with perfect sense. It is sensationally easy to clean. Remembering too, it's antibacterial, so it's just it's a breeze to clean. So good questions, everybody. Keep those coming in. So Ben, can you give us an example where maybe Feelwood panels have been used recently?
Yeah, so Feelwood Halifax oak boards were recently used in the Sony stand at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. Looks very impressive. But also, we'll be using it extensively throughout our new ForestOne head office showroom coming shortly here in Melbourne.
And if you have a look at this one, this is white Halifax oak. This is actually what Rachel will be working from at her brand new desk when we move in, as we all will be. Fantastic for that. Thank you, Ben. Feelwood obviously was one of the reasons why we actually chose EGGER in the first place. It was a factor that certainly tipped us over the line because it's such a great product. Rachel, is there any other questions that we need to respond to?
Yes, I've got two more.
Yep.
Can it be used in wet area applications?
Yeah, it can be used in many applications as it's supplied a moisture-resistant board.
Excellent. And how do they order samples?
Again, those 5 points of contact, one of them I mentioned was call your rep. So if you know who your rep is, otherwise if you don't, just call us on 1300 088 066. The sampling, obviously, as we said, we've only got a small amount so far at the moment because this is a pre-launch. Come July when we're launching, obviously we'll have full support of all sampling, etc. Ben, is there anything else you wanted to cover off before we finish up?
Yeah, just one last thing. If you'd like to download the EGGER Decorative Collections app, just gives you a bit of understanding of who EGGER is, and you get a real good feel as to what they actually do and have, and great place to see a lot of different applications.
Beautiful. Thanks, Ben. Brilliant having you on here today talking about this wonderful product. The one thing that you really can't see on the other end of the camera is just how it feels. I mean, it looks fantastic, but until you actually feel the sample and understand how that synchronisation works, you don't get the full benefit of it. So obviously over the next month or so, as the samples start to roll in, the reps can obviously get in touch with your rep. The reps can give you the samples and really illustrate what this amazing product looks and feels like. Fantastic, Ben. Thanks for joining us. Just remember those points of contact. Our website, forestone.com/info/EGGER. That's ForestOne with the number 1. EGGER.com for the major EGGER website. Call your rep, contact them if you know who it is. If you don't, that 1300 number is 1300 088 066. You can't ask any more questions, but we'll try and post anything that comes through on our sites. Obviously, you can also register for our newsletter via the link in our bio, or you can simply email us. Rachel, before we wrap up, is there anything else you want to cover off?
If you guys have enjoyed this series and want us to keep going, let us know. We can keep going with EGGER, or we can switch to Meganite or another one of our products. Just let us know in the comments or send us a DM if you'd like us to keep going.
Beautiful. It's been fun. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Rachel, for organising this. And especially thank you for you guys for tuning in. Stay safe. Thanks very much.